Okay, welcome to another edition of Madhouse TV, Evan Ginzburgs Legends Radio. I'm John Winnell. I'm going to read some poetry later, but first we have Sudden Chemistry, and we have Anthony Velez and Christina Prelo. We're going to do a beautiful set for you. Welcome, welcome.
From Nigeria that were abducted, just to cause awareness. I didn't get a choice in my life. It's in my pride and all my rights. Now I'm feeling alone. I just wanna go home. I just wanna go home. I just wanna go home. Choice in my life, it's in my pride and all my rights. Now I'm feeling alone. I just wanna go home. 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 my family for their own selfish ways, just to make my daughter slave. But let me make it clear, understand the government is living in fear because of these raids, but I'm not afraid. I didn't get a choice in my life. It's in my pride and all my rights. Now I'm feeling alone. I just wanna go home. Just wanna go home. I 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 know it seems so bad, the situation at hand, but I have so much faith that I will leave this place. I know it seems so bad, the situation at hand, but I have so much hope that God will bring me home. I didn't get a choice in my life. It's in my pride and all my rights. Now I'm feeling alone. I just wanna go home. 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 Turn down the lights, turn down the bed, turn down these voices inside my head. Lay down with me, tell me no lies, just hold me close, don't patronize. Don't patronize, 'cause I can't make you love me if you don't. You can't make your heart feel something it won't. Here in the dark, in this final hour, I will lay down my heart and feel the power if you won't. No, you won't.
I'll close my eyes, then I won't see the love you don't feel when you're holding me. Morning will come and I'll do what's right. Just give me till then to give up this fight.
And I will give up this fight, yeah. 'Cause I can't make you love me if you don't. You can't make your heart feel something it won't, baby. Here in the time, this final hour, I will lay down my heart and feel the power if you want. No, you
So the last song we're going to do is an original. It's called Waiting For You. And basically, it just speaks about waiting for that special someone and all the obstacles you had to get through for that person to come into your life.
Yo, what's up, y'all? This is Lee, PMC, in the place to be, the greatest MC in history. There will never be an MC greater than me. And right about now, the only place for you to be is with the one and only Madhouse TV.
You are the man.
Hi, my name is Dr. Tom Dow. We have a multidiscipline practice in Melville and Ronkonkoma, New York, and we treat patients with many, many different conditions, from newborns through geriatric patients with numerous different techniques. There's a technique and a type of treatment for every class of patient. We have them all here. Here's my son Thomas, also a doctor of chiropractic, working on one of our patients' cervical spine. This patient has had chronic neck pain for many, many, many years, has been to a multitude of different practitioners with little or no response. And with our specialized techniques, she has improved tremendously and continues to improve on a daily basis. We have two practices, one in Melville and one in Ronkonkoma, New York. We are a multidiscipline chiropractic office. What that means is we have chiropractors, massage therapists, acupuncturists, psychologists, all working as a team and a network of outside professionals such as orthopedists and neurologists that we work hand in hand with to help determine what your injuries are and the best way to treat your injuries. I have the great pleasure of having my son in practice with me. We work hand in hand, father and son, to give our patients the best care possible, and a staff which is loving, caring, and you'll never have to wait at all in our office for service. Many times patients come into our office and they have what's called a soft tissue injury. Soft tissue injuries are like scars inside your body. If you've ever been cut on the outside of your body, you get a scar. The same thing happens inside of your body to your muscles and ligaments. So our job is to determine where those are, stretch the muscles, adjust the vertebra back into their correct position, and then refortify the normal structure with exercise. That's what we do best, and I hope someday you'll come see us at one of our two offices. Thank you.
We are back with Legends TV. Our co-host, John Winnell, referred to it as Legends Radio. Did you realize that?
Did I?
Yes, you did. Freudian slip.
Oh, well.
As a psychologist in real life as well as a poet, you are allowed Freudian slips.
Thank you.
And we were just raving about Sudden Chemistry, who will be back later for an interview.
Yeah,
and we were also raving about our good friend and pretty regular guest here on Legends TV, So Soon, Sound of Something Out of Nothing.
How you doing, Evan and
How
John?
are you?
I'm well. It's really good to be back.
We like the bow tie.
Thank you.
Bow tie is sharp.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
And John's got the Edgar Allan Poe shirt
Yeah, this-
working for him.
Came all the way from China this time. This is my third. I'm going to wear the next one. I have one in red, and I figured I'd wear this today.
Nice, nice.
And for our regular viewers, John has lost a considerable amount of weight. You're looking sharp there.
Oh, we appreciate that. Yeah, trying to keep my health good and get in shape and keep up with all the other horses out there.
That's
We
right.
need you around for a long time, John. So.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. I'm trying.
That's right. So for all the single ladies out there, John's available.
Yeah,
That's right. That's right.
just go through Edgar and you can.
That's right. That's right. Yours truly, I've been married for almost 5 years. Marriage is the death of hope, is Woody Allen would say. So, just kidding. I love my wife. We were out with my wife last
We
weekend.
were.
Sounds like a Henny Youngman routine.
That's right. That's right. Anyway, so we had an interesting gig last weekend.
Absolutely.
We've done schools together. We've done clubs together, but we had never done a bar mitzvah before, and it worked. It worked.
It wasn't your first bar mitzvah, was it?
No, but ironically, we share the same birthday, me and the bar mitzvah boy. But,
Get out of here. You
that's
and
right.
Mikey share the same birthday?
That's right.
I didn't know
except
that.
he's older, so yeah. But yeah, we have the same exact birthday. It's my
Nice.
oldest friend's nephew,
Yeah.
and you did a hip hop set at the bar mitzvah, and it worked. The
Must have been-
grandmothers liked it.
Must have
Everybody
been
liked
fun. Why not? It must have been great.
What'd you think?
How
It
much
was
fun
it
is
was
that?
really interesting. From the moment I walked in, I had a lot of older women flirting with me, and
That's
and
right.
you know, to say older at now going on 32 in less than a week is interesting. But yeah, I had a lot of older women flirting with me. But the one thing I've been telling my colleagues is that when you can have a party where the adults enjoy it as much as the kids, that's something to be said. So it was a lot of fun. So
And as an artist, to have your art appreciated in a beautiful venue, and at a paid gig, I mean, it had all the right elements.
absolutely,
You know, it's,
absolutely, and don't forget the open bar.
and an open bar, and a nice meal. It was
Absolutely, it was a lot of fun. That's really all you can ask for as a working artist. You know what I mean? So I've long given up these visions of mainstream. I'm too like quiet of a person to really want to be in those kind of environments. But this setting was just so perfect. It was so perfect, and everybody really made me feel welcome. So.
Now, as a club booker, I've seen so many horrible scenarios, conflicts between owners and artists,
Yeah.
and it's just nice to have a gig where everybody's respected and
Absolutely.
treated well, and paid what they're agreed to be paid, as opposed to, oh, the house is quiet today, we can't
Exactly.
afford to give you what we promised you, which
Exactly.
happens all the time.
Oh, of course, I've been through them, so I
Yeah.
know the deal.
So it's nice just to be respected. And speaking of mainstream, I always have these interesting battles online with people when we talk about music.
I've seen a few of them.
Yeah. There's always the morons who go, there's no good music since the 1950s. There's no good music since 1969, et cetera, so on.
Absolutely.
Yeah, since the Beatles broke up. I
Yeah.
mean,
I'm just baffled. I can't believe that somebody could even.
people are worried about Ebola. They should be worried about tone deafness. That's what they should be worried about.
No good music since 1960. My God, what a loss that they're having.
They make these blanket statements. They go, everything today in 2014 is noise.
But that's
Absolute
not true.
nonsense. We have great artists every week right here on this show.
But
Well,
what we just saw, I mean,
Of course.
how ridiculous. People are ridiculous. The comfort of their own stupidity, right?
So let me tell you, speaking to that point, myself as now a teaching artist, in addition to my own performing, one of the things I try to keep in mind is this idea of ageism and like, we grow up on a certain music or certain musical genres during our prime years of our generation, which is, say, your teens until maybe your mid-20s before you start to really get caught up in life and you're just not really focused on whatever the current
Like paying
trends
bills,
are.
kids,
exactly,
marriage,
exactly.
whatever, yeah.
And so pretty much whatever what was really important to you, that was those defining sounds during your teens into your mid-20s, you will just live and die by that, and really it becomes very difficult to be open-minded once you kind of hit, after 25. It's kind of like you don't want to pay attention to anything
But
that's
you want
going
to know
on.
Oh, I don't know. Well, maybe I'm different. I mean,
You're different. You're different. You're an exception to the rule. I'm telling you, John, I promise you, the majority, I analyze this not only in myself, but just watching other people and what they listen to. And I'm telling you, the majority of people, it doesn't matter if you grew up on classical rock, it doesn't matter if you grew up on jazz, funk, the golden era of hip-hop, as we like to call it. Once you've grown out of that, it's just everything after it is just like, oh my goodness, this is back in my day, you know.
So sad. I've learned so much since 25, and I mean, my collection, I have thousands of records, and I'm always open to, I mean, I love it. I find it so exciting.
You're an artist.
Maybe
and so you're
I mean,
always open to new ideas,
to,
and that's what makes it so different,
You want to know
you know?
something so soon? I grew up on Marvin Gaye, Smokey Robinson, James Brown, some of the greatest artists of all time. But that does not mean that anything, you know, after the fact is not worth hearing, not worth buying, not worth supporting. And what disturbs me is people embrace the narrow-mindedness when they go, oh, it's all noise today. And you know what? The top 40 or whatever's on the radio or whatever the case may be, a lot of it's always been crap. I mean, really.
That's true. That's
really.
true. You know.
So, you know,
sugar-coated stuff.
Hip-hop, mainstream hip-hop, a lot of it may be sexist. It may be homophobic. It may be materialistic. It may, you know, but that doesn't mean there aren't other great artists like yourself.
Thank you.
How many mutual friends do we have who are great artists? Tar from the Bush, Cooley High, you know, At Last.
Yeah, she's
They've all been on this show. These are great artists that have something to say.
Exactly.
Come on.
And the thing that really makes it interesting in this day and age that we have the technology, whereas there's so many, and I think that's the problem. I think we're so used as a culture, particularly American culture, and you and I have had this conversation many times, but as an American culture, we're so used to the media making decisions for us. They're telling us, this is the music that you need to be listening to. This is the shows. These are the shows you need to be watching, and not taking advantage of access to technology. I tell you something, Spotify, when a good friend of mine put me onto Spotify a few years ago, it's changed my life because it allows you to create playlists and listen to music that you may have not had access to, and so I've really become immersed in jazz and funk.
Oh, great. That's great.
All these different genres that I really didn't have access to growing up, but people are just so narrow-minded, as you said. They don't want to take advantage of this new technology. They'd rather sit around complacent and complaining about what's not there. It's there across the board. It's there. You just now have to take it upon yourself to really find it. That's really what it comes down to.
I remember listening when I was in college, you know, in the Stone Age, and going to the library and taking out a record of Charlie Parker and Dizzy Gillespie, which was made in 1945. And I was listening to whatever I was listening to at the time, and I never heard anything like that before. And my roommate coming in looking at me like, what had happened to me? I've never been the same since.
What inspired you to take that record out? Was it
well,
word of mouth? Was it just browsing?
No, just curious. I mean, I grew up with jazz anyway. My dad was a player, and I mean, I grew up listening to the Modern Jazz Quartet, but not Bird and Diz. So just pulling that out and just having my ears just blown off.
Louis Armstrong, of all people, referred to bebop as Chinese music.
He did, that's right.
Politically incorrect,
That's right.
narrow-minded, and this was a great artist.
Yeah.
And Bird referenced Louis Armstrong.
Yeah, my mother loves jazz, and she couldn't get into Cecil Taylor and Sun Ra and Art Ensemble of Chicago because it was too out there for her.
Absolutely.
So, you know, I respect people that have different tastes, but when somebody makes a statement like, there's nothing good since 1969, you just sound like a moron. I'm sorry.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
That's mind-boggling. I can't even.
But they embrace it. They embrace it.
Open the door. Let it flow over you. You know. Take a chance. I mean.
And that's why I asked you the question I asked you, because there's a lot of people who just have that closed-minded approach to everything.
Oh, what a shame.
And then you'll miss so much amazing culture. You know.
I grew up in East Flatbush, Brooklyn. This is a book I wrote about it.
It's a great book.
Thank you. And you know, I listened to everything, but I was never a big country fan. I couldn't relate to it. But I would never publicly make a statement. All country is crap. Hank Williams was great. Patsy Cline was great. Jerry Lee Lewis was great. You know, it's like, you just sound ignorant when you make blanket statements.
Exactly.
So tell us about being a hip-hop artist and working in schools. I know you're excited about that.
This is, so as I kind of alluded to earlier, I'm 6 days away from my 32nd birthday, and
God,
31.
you're old.
Bring out the champagne.
This 31 has really been a great year for transitions. Just really being able to find that lane in which now I'm still close to my passion. So I have the performance aspect, which is still moving, but now in terms of being consistent, in terms of making income to pay bills and so on and so forth, I can actually give back the 15 plus years of experience that I have as an artist to the youth that I work with. And so it's just, I feel fortunate. Because it's fortunate.
Relate to you.
Absolutely.
And relate to hip hop.
Absolutely.
I think schools in general should have more music, more art, more arts.
Absolutely, absolutely. And so I'm you know, like I said, I'm just fortunate to really be able to do this, and it keeps me closer to the community. It's another way of growing a fan base, you know, because I can teach them the way to do things the right way, and how to not, you know, make those mistakes that I made, and you know, and kind of get past that and get to a higher plateau in their careers, whatever they're choosing to, however they're choosing to go about their music endeavors, you know. So it's just been really exciting. Like I said, I'm fortunate to be able to say that you're living your passion. It's something that we can't take for granted. So I'm very thankful for that.
4 out of 5 Americans hate their job.
Yes.
Trust me, you're doing better than most people. No, really, there's been polls. I'm serious.
Absolutely.
Set up the clip, because this is going to show people what you're doing.
Yeah, so the clip that we're going to see is from something I did at the school that I'm now attending to finish my undergrad studies. It's called Goddard College. It's out in Vermont. Okay. It's a small progressive education school. And one of my colleagues there, Ben Matchstick, he has this amazing thing that he put together called Grotto Blaster. And it's really about using all these mediums, hip-hop, freestyle, puppetry, theater, to talk about these difficult issues that affect society on a daily basis, such as white male privilege and gender inequality and things of that nature. So this clip is just kind of like an overview of the 2 days that we had, in which we ran 3 shows of it.
Okay, so let's check this out, folks.
Would you like to test your skills? Yeah! Oh, Dad. Oh, nice. Your grotto name is Ledge Chocolate.
You now are on my time. I am your grotto master, and you must obey everything that I tell you. Let's go.
There is some unpacking that we need to do. Yeah, we got the first one through all the coming and go. Come on, all we need is
Grabbing hugs so tight, tension to get the tension right. Come along with your grabbing hooks. Did we mention that we are all troubling that?
What's that? Oh, man, watch out! It's gonna curse me! Don't let it hurt!
Status correct.
Anyone with red tape?
long, the grotto master's gonna throw up on you. That's correct! Oh my! Thank you.
It's so much easier to spew ignorance on your social media.
What would the man cave be without stackable fridges, bro?
I don't mean to be rude, dude. Maybe I do. Can fight for the truth or be one of the dudes do and do what the dudes do. The do.
And we are back, ladies and gentlemen. And so soon in the schools, hip-hop in the schools, only a positive thing. And, you know, I know so many educators, and inevitably they say with a 50% dropout rate in certain parts of the country, kids aren't relating to a lot of what's being taught, unfortunately. So I think this could only be a good thing.
Absolutely, absolutely. You know, I didn't drop out. I got through high school. I kind of squeaked through, and then by the time I hit college the first time around, I saw how much I didn't learn while I was at high school. And so now I'm at a place where the work that I'm doing now, both in my music and, you know, with the youth that I work with, really comes from a place of reflection of my own experiences, the experiences of the people that I was going to school with, and really trying to help make education a more relatable thing.
Sure.
That's fantastic.
There are great educators in the school system, and sometimes their hands are tied because of certain things. And the demonization of teachers in the media, you know, really offends me. I mean, there are good, bad, and mediocre teachers, just like there are good, bad, mediocre doctors, lawyers, or whatever else. But, you know, you can't always blame the teachers. There are certain...
Absolutely.
You know, and I think it's great that young people with eclectic interest and something the kids can relate to, I think it's only positive.
Absolutely.
I mean, that's very positive to draw that bridge, to give a kid something to be interested in instead of, you know, being interested in nothing. Or it's so fantastic. You know, I tip my hat to you.
Thank
for that.
you.
You know, it's
Thank
very,
We need more
very
poetry
important.
in the schools. We need more R&B in the schools.
That's right. It's so important.
Absolutely.
You know.
It's
Kids,
all about,
for the most part, don't relate to poetry.
It's all about early exposure.
Right.
That's really what
right.
it is, early
That's
exposure.
right.
And if you can really catch them at those moments when they're younger, then they'll take it with them for the rest of their lives. And worst case scenario, I try to, you know, be me in the most innate way I can possibly do so. And one thing I've learned very quickly working with youth is that before they even take on to whatever it is that you're teaching them, they take on to your personality. So if they take on to your personality, you can find ways in to really get to know them and then, you know, show them what's important, but also figure out what they enjoy and then find ways to help them engage in what it is that they enjoy. So
And also the parents have to take responsibility.
Yeah.
Take your kid by the hand. Take
Yep.
your kid to hear good music. Take your kid to the museum. Take your kid to a good movie. So the video games and the TV and the computer aren't the babysitter.
Yep.
Instill culture in your kid.
Yep.
Come on. Place like New York, from Memorial Day to Labor Day, you could go out and do something great and free every day of the week.
Absolutely.
World-class entertainment. So don't say, I don't have the money to go out.
Absolutely.
Come on.
Again, it's the same. We're now having the same conversation as the music. It's just all about opening your mind, and it's got to start from the top down. And in this case, when you're talking about the parents, it's got to be that same kind of idea of reflecting on what you didn't have access to and realizing that it exists. You have technology, Living Social, Groupon, and all these different things that give you access to like really inexpensive ways to get to culture, and especially in a place like New York City. So I just, I really get, I won't say frustrated, that might be too strong of a word, but I find myself disappointed when I hear anybody, youth, adults, who are saying that they're bored in New York City.
Yeah, if you're bored, you're boring.
There you go.
You haven't figured it out if you're in New York.
There
you could go out every night of the week for the rest of your life and do something.
Absolutely. Something different, too.
Exactly.
Several things in there.
Plug your social media. We must take a commercial break.
SoSoonMusic.com is where you can find my first album, Bandwagon Director's Cut. At Sir So Soon on Twitter and So Soon on Instagram. Those are the ways you find me. Instagram is where I've been at more so. And then also find me on So Soon. I'm on Facebook. All one word, SOSOON.
And So Soon we'll be doing a live set in just a bit. Sudden Chemistry is going to come out for an interview. John Winnell is going to do a poetry set. And John, plug your book. Yeah,
it's right up there, Poems for Everyday People. And if you're interested and you like the stuff, you can contact me. Facebook, JONWINELL, or at John Winnell, same thing, JONWINELL at yahoo.com. Just contact me. And then I also think that McNally Jackson, you can go on their website, and they're also a bookstore in town in Prince Street in New York City. You can get the book from them, too. So that's it, yeah.
All right, and legendstvnyc.com, and, of course, madhousetv.com. Check out my book, Apartment 4B, like in Brooklyn. And when we come back, Sudden Chemistry, and as I stated, live hip-hop, live poetry, an eclectic mix. Legends TV, don't go anywhere.
Hi, my name is Dr. Tom Dow. We have a multidiscipline practice in Melville and Ronkonkoma, New York, and we treat patients with many, many different conditions, from newborns through geriatric patients with numerous different techniques. There's a technique and a type of treatment for every class of patient. We have them all here. Here's my son Thomas, also a doctor of chiropractic, working on one of our patients' cervical spine. This patient has had chronic neck pain for many, many, many years, has been to a multitude of different practitioners with little or no response. And with our specialized techniques, she has improved tremendously and continues to improve on a daily basis. We have two practices, one in Melville and one in Ronkonkoma, New York. We are a multidiscipline chiropractic office. What that means is we have chiropractors, massage therapists, acupuncturists, psychologists, all working as a team and a network of outside professionals such as orthopedists and neurologists that we work hand in hand with to help determine what your injuries are and the best way to treat your injuries. I have the great pleasure of having my son in practice with me. We work hand in hand, father and son, to give our patients the best care possible, and a staff which is loving, caring, and you'll never have to wait at all in our office for service. Many times patients come into our office and they have what's called a soft tissue injury. Soft tissue injuries are like scars inside your body. If you've ever been cut on the outside of your body, you get a scar. The same thing happens inside of your body to your muscles and ligaments. So our job is to determine where those are, stretch the muscles, adjust the vertebra back into their correct position, and then refortify the normal structure with exercise. That's what we do best, and I hope someday you'll come see us at one of our two offices. Thank you.
All new equipment, all new sets, exciting new shows for 2015, only on MadhouseTV.com. 2015 is coming, and so are exciting new shows on Madhouse TV. We're pouring more into what makes us so fun and different. All new sets, all new equipment, and more to enhance your viewing experience. It's a brand new year. Watch what happens on Madhouse TV.
Back with Legends TV, and we are honored to be joined by Sudden Chemistry. What a beautiful set. And it's almost like a lost art what you guys do. I grew up on Marvin Gaye and Tammy Terrell, Ashford and Simpson. You don't see a lot of male-female duos anymore.
Right.
Tell us how you met and how this all came about.
You want to say it? Okay.
You know you like
we're both in Lehman College. We're both Lehman College students. And
Still?
Yeah.
All right.
And so this was last semester. Last semester we went to school, and we both had the same history class. Sorry. I always sing around the hallways and the stairwells because I love the acoustics and it's amazing. And she would see me sometimes, and she would be like, "Oh, how do you do that? How do you build up the courage to do that?" I was like, "You just have to practice. You just keep practicing, and it just becomes natural." And so one day our class got canceled, and we're both sitting outside the class, and we're just like, she's like, "Sing a song." I'm like, and she'll harmonize with it. So I just started singing Ordinary People by John Legend.
Yeah.
And as soon as she started singing that chorus with me, I swear I heard angels singing with me. I was like, it was so beautiful, and ever since then it's been Sudden Chemistry.
Give us some a cappella.
All right.
Ordinary People.
Damn, sorry. I know I misbehave when you make your mistakes. We both still have room left to grow. Though love sometimes hurts, I still put you first. We'll make this thing work, but I think we should take it slow. We're just ordinary people. We don't know which way to go, no, 'cause we're ordinary people. Maybe we should take it slow, take it slow. Oh, this time we'll take it slow.
Wow. Wow. There you go. There you go. Awesome. Awesome.
Thank you.
So what have been some of the highlights since you've come together? And
well, I just got back into singing basically last semester when we met again. When we met the first time. I've been on and off for a few years. So it's just been amazing. Just singing in general, again, has definitely just been crazy. On top of that, it's just a lot of doors have been opening for us lately, and everything's kind of happening so fast that we're just kind of like shocked about everything. But just being a part of festivals and singing at people's weddings and school events, a lot of school events, open mics, and a lot of other things. Because like we just met in January. Like I just met.
Really?
Yeah.
Now you're sitting on worldwide TV. It's amazing. Amazing.
Yeah. So this,
you
like,
haven't paid your dues. You have to leave.
So it's definitely just been a highlight, and everything. It's nice to have a partner that you do everything with, because even if like nobody else in the world understands like your love for music, like you have a partner who understands, and it's just nice to go on this journey.
So this isn't like an episode of Unsung where you hate each other and end up in court, or that's great. That's great, because you know, it's interesting when you have groups of people doing something creative. Because Sosun will tell you, it's never easy, because any relationship in life, whether it's a romantic, friendship, business, artistic, it's really supposed to be 50-50, and it rarely is. There's always somebody that gives more, works harder, loves more, whatever the case may be, and it's very difficult. I've been through it. I've been involved with many projects, and it doesn't always end well, you know. So, so it's great you guys get along.
We try our best to like give each other the chance to speak and to talk about, do you want to do this song? Let's do that, or should we do this show, or shouldn't we? So we try to, make it even. 50-50.
All right, so I'm going to create some dissension right here. On the 4-song set, you did most of the leads, and you have a beautiful voice also. So how do you determine, in the course of a gig, who's doing what? And
we just basically feed off. It depends. If we go there, we go open-minded with a list of songs, and we'll fill out the audience. And then we'll depend what song. It depends on what songs we do, or sometimes we'll come to an event already with the set list. But we don't argue about who has more leads or anything like that.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah, because in the end,
it's a true team. It's not.
In the end, it all ends up being separate. It ends up being even.
Yeah.
Anyway, somehow.
Right.
So we know there's always gonna be a next time.
Yeah. It's
so
a group, we're both going to the same spot. And both trying to get to the same level. So.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. Beautiful.
And it's a nice blend of sounds are very nice.
Thank you.
Really complement each other vocally.
And I'll ask all of you, so soon included, who are some of your musical influences?
Starting with me, it would have to be Michael Jackson, John Legend. I know I'm young, so I don't know that many old people, but like Chris Brown and things like that. But I don't like the things that they portray, just their voices. I take their voices and I try to,
It's interesting you
shape
say this, because I just had the same discussion. Sometimes you have to separate the artist from the person.
Definitely.
I mean, James Brown, beat his wife. And I'm the world's biggest James Brown fan. You almost have to disassociate the two, otherwise you're not going to like anybody. Right? In many cases. Right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's interesting.
For me, I'm a 90s baby, so I grew up on people like Monica and Brandy. I'm also like the biggest Michael Jackson fan ever as well. My sisters and I, we used to sing to Toni Braxton's album like every weekend.
Which one?
We used to sing "Unbreak My Heart."
Okay.
I don't know why, but that's what we went.
It's a big record.
Yeah. So we did things like that, and Destiny's Child, definitely.
The original Destiny's Child, the 5 or the 3?
5.
Okay.
4. Yeah.
I forget.
4.
But okay.
Yeah, definitely.
Nice.
So soon?
I've been here, so I'm gonna give some of my newer influences. I've been recently heavily influenced by funk music.
Oh yes.
That like 70s kind of funk.
Roger Troutman.
Roger Troutman, and just those really impeccable live musicians. As far as hip hop, some of the newer acts that I really enjoy are A$AP Rocky, Danny Brown. Who am I forgetting? Lil Wayne is probably, for better and for worse, one of my favorite current hip hop artists. I know I'm forgetting some people, but those are like my current favorites. I am definitely of the 90s era hip hop or whatever, but a lot of the artists who I would put in my top 5 favorites are just not on a mainstream level doing as much as they were back, during the 90s, early 2000s. So I'm just, same conversation we were having, keeping an open mind of what's now and, how the game is changing up. So
Duke Ellington said there's only 2 kinds of music, good music and bad music. and I'm open to anything.
Yeah.
And,
Sure.
you know, even, like I said, even avant-garde jazz, which some people, you know, they can't even, like, understand it. It's like a different language. But, you know, if it's good, it's good. Right, John?
Sure. I mean, there's a great Brazilian singer who's I think he was playing in New York, Sue George. I don't know if you ever heard of him.
SEU.
SEU. I mean, he sang these David Bowie songs with a Brazilian tinge to it in this Wes Anderson movie. And the guy is an absolute sensation. I mean, I think he was in New York last week or this week. And amongst a zillion guys, Johnny Hartman and John Coltrane, that's an album you want to check out. Lush Life, it's one of the greatest, you know, vocal and the jazz company. You'll never hear anything like that ever again. I mean, maybe you will. I'm hoping.
Yeah, definitely.
You have to keep an open mind.
Yep.
If it's good, it's good. I mean, you know, it's how you learn.
Yeah.
So
Experience everything.
Absolutely, yeah. So where do you hope to take all of this? What are your goals?
Goals. That's good.
Yeah.
Me, myself, I don't want to be famous. I don't want to have the spotlight because when you have the spotlight, it just, things go bad, I feel. So I just want to be financially set with my music and touring and things like that as far as that. So I don't know what label I want to be signed by or things like that, but I just, you know, I just want to be set. I don't know. Do we have the same mindset?
Yeah, sort of.
Okay.
Which means if I go to the top, you kind of come along.
Yeah, definitely.
So, yeah, I want to take this as far as I can go. Basically, I want to bless as many people as I can with my music, our music and our voices. And anybody who has an ear and is willing to hear, I'm willing to give if they're willing to receive. I just want people to know that I'm giving to them.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
And so soon, I still think there should be a male-female hip-hop album, you know, where you talk about, you know, male-female issues, and I think that would be something very. Has it been done?
I don't think so.
There you go.
cannot
That's a
put
million-dollar
finger
idea.
on something like that. There's been a bunch of collaborations, but not like full-length albums, to my knowledge. But then, of course, there's just so much music out there. I know a couple of underground groups who have tried to do it. There's a group that I'm familiar with called Black Steels, and they've done some work together. But on the mainstream level, I can't say that I'm familiar with.
Address real
female.
issues, adult issues.
Yeah.
You know, I think it would be gold. You know.
You'll be the manager of that if it happens. I promise you that.
That's right. That's right. You're like Unsung. I'll be suing him for stealing my idea. I'm joking. Anyway, please give out your social media. Any contact information?
You can get us on Instagram, Facebook, or Twitter. Instagram is @sudden_chemistry.
Yes.
Facebook and Twitter is Sudden Chemistry. We have a YouTube page. You just put in Sudden Chemistry. You can email us at suddenchemistry101@gmail.com.
He's very soft-spoken. You remind me of Babyface, right?
He says that.
Yeah, okay.
That's not a bad thing.
Not a bad thing. Not a bad thing. Folks, we will be back. Don't go anywhere. Live poetry, live hip-hop, Legends TV, and eclectic mix. We'll be right back.
All new equipment, all new sets, exciting new shows for 2015, only on MadhouseTV.com. 2015 is coming, and so are exciting new shows on Madhouse TV. We're pouring more into what makes us so fun and different. All new sets, all new equipment, and more to enhance your viewing experience. It's a brand new year. Watch what happens on Madhouse TV.
Hi, my name is Dr. Tom Dow. We have a multidisciplinary practice in Melville and Ronkonkoma, New York, and we treat patients with many, many different conditions, from newborns through geriatric patients with numerous different techniques. There's a technique and a type of treatment for every class of patient. We have them all here. Here's my son Thomas, also a doctor of chiropractic, working on one of our patients' cervical spine. This patient has had chronic neck pain for many, many, many years, has been to a multitude of different practitioners with little or no response. And with our specialized techniques, she has improved tremendously and continues to improve on a daily basis. We have two practices, one in Melville and one in Ronkonkoma, New York. We are a multidiscipline chiropractic office. What that means is we have chiropractors, massage therapists, acupuncturists, psychologists, all working as a team and a network of outside professionals such as orthopedists and neurologists that we work hand in hand with to help determine what your injuries are and the best way to treat your injuries. I have the great pleasure of having my son in practice with me. We work hand in hand, father and son, to give our patients the best care possible, and a staff which is loving, caring, and you'll never have to wait at all in our office for service. Many times patients come into our office and they have what's called a soft tissue injury. Soft tissue injuries are like scars inside your body. If you've ever been cut on the outside of your body, you get a scar. The same thing happens inside of your body to your muscles and ligaments. So our job is to determine where those are, stretch the muscles, adjust the vertebra back into their correct position, and then refortify the normal structure with exercise. That's what we do best, and I hope someday you'll come see us at one of our two offices. Thank you.
Okay, I'm going to do a short set, some from the book and some new ones. It's called The Patterns of Ecstasy. Blues singer staggers silent, no words or echoed sounds. Emptiness like a shroud of static. If you listen, can you hear your heart? What are the colors of morning? Wet gray envelops the muscles on the crying city trees, evaporating into the cool rhythms of a crow's wing. Can you catch their feathers as they fall from a cloud? forgiving eyes. The scent of vanilla intoxicates, a shade eclipsed in sunlight as darkness flutters in desperate moans. In the silence of a moment, your hands, soft, let in light of an angel's breath. Screams clenched us all night like a captivating wave from which we break free to discover the key to solitude, to touch the air with a butterfly's tongue. Nectar sweet disappears in morning, rising in the silence of your forgiving eyes. The lonely traveler, sluggish streets quiet, swirls of white like millions of birds soar through emptiness. I listen to the screaming wind slicing closed windows. Past midnight, as crystals remain, a sole figure confronts the falling sky. Since the stars are hidden, street lamps guide. I watch from the window as he slowly passes into oblivion. Cutting away memories. Memories sealed in plastic, torn open like fetuses spit out screaming in early morning hours, hot with the scents of cauterized flesh burning to purify. Eyes tear, vision blurry, faces like pools of light, distorted in velveteen ripples. I dreamed of horses running by the sea, waves erupting, drowning hoof prints. Only the sweat of freedom sprays the air. We stood on the edge and waited, catching a stallion's mane and riding deep within the forest of midnight, where the full moon dripped silver and everything seemed possible. Twisted torsos. Does winter breed discontent, or is the light just slimmer? In the early afternoon, we approach the cascading steps, upwards to the stratosphere, or to where the shadows flood the wooden platforms with eloquence. In your soft voice, the dark, broken curves of sadness contorts like desert sands, dry and endless, till the rains come with fury, shaking reptiles from their cool, quiet dens. I'm reluctant as a leaf in autumn, changing color as it dangles its flames that will soon float on a patch of grass. As the barren branches sleep and the cycle continues. Awakened from slumber, I toss and stretch. Your fingers clutch the air with tenderness as we dine on air and laughter, awaiting the textures of night to lull us where the sparrows sleep and the crow tosses his wings to a weary sky and watches. Fires of a burgeoning day. Beneath a pile of shadows, we whispered our secrets and forgot about the light. Sharp rising Above the treetops, a firestorm ravages cities and forests. While we wait, the illusion of safety clutching like a dragon's fist, until the clocks and bells begin their cycle and the sun in all its radiant beauty returns in a chorus of birdsong while we rise to meet the day. It's the last poem. It takes time to unfurl like a spider who sits along the edge of bitter, soft, silken temptation and waits. All day, a stream of voices flows through the windows, rising on the wings of clouds. Towards infinity, a lonely tapestry is woven with blind fingers. I find myself searching 50th Street, where Cuz, the red-bearded Hindu, blesses me every morning. I forget my sadness, hidden amidst stone pillars where names are scrawled in anger, and teenagers tear words from the sky. Marta asked me about Marina, how to stop the voices. They tell her to pluck sin she'd swallowed from her belly. A young, tender womb that knows nothing but scars and emptiness. She sits each night by the silent window and waits. Thank you. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Dr. Tom Dow. We have a multidisciplinary practice in Melville and Ronkonkoma, New York, and we treat patients with many, many different conditions, from newborns through geriatric patients with numerous different techniques. There's a technique and a type of treatment for every class of patient. We have them all here. Here's my son Thomas, also a doctor of chiropractic, working on one of our patients' cervical spine. This patient has had chronic neck pain for many, many, many years, has been to a multitude of different practitioners with little or no response. And with our specialized techniques, she has improved tremendously and continues to improve on a daily basis. We have two practices, one in Melville and one in Ronkonkoma, New York. We are a multidiscipline chiropractic office. What that means is we have chiropractors, massage therapists, acupuncturists, psychologists, all working as a team and a network of outside professionals such as orthopedists and neurologists that we work hand in hand with to help determine what your injuries are and the best way to treat your injuries. I have the great pleasure of having my son in practice with me. We work hand in hand, father and son, to give our patients the best care possible, and a staff which is loving, caring, and you'll never have to wait at all in our office for service. Many times patients come into our office and they have what's called a soft tissue injury. Soft tissue injuries are like scars inside your body. If you've ever been cut on the outside of your body, you get a scar. The same thing happens inside of your body to your muscles and ligaments. So our job is to determine where those are, stretch the muscles, adjust the vertebra back into their correct position, and then refortify normal structure with exercise. That's what we do best, and I hope someday you'll come see us at one of our 2 offices. Thank you.
I want a condo with a view from Midtown up to my school. I want a rooftop penthouse with a heated swimming pool. I want a crib full of groceries that I bought from Trader Joe's. I want expensive hater blockers to deflect you haters' souls. Soon I'll make you haters go to the place where haters host. Too, cause hating is so old school, so hater you can blow through my cup, but slowly though. I want respect like Corleone. I want success for all my homies and a stock portfolio. Everybody's talking about being fly, but they're stuck on the ground, the ground. Cause the journey to the top will keep your mind stuck on the clouds, the clouds. Get it how you get it, don't regret it while you're living. Get it fast or slow, get it fast or slow. Get it how you get it, don't regret it while you're living. Get it fast or slow, get it fast or slow. Yo, I dream of platinum visas, black Amex cards, finance freedom, entrepreneurship, money for leisure, to support my addiction for sneakers, fly where we want, one click of a mouse. 2 first-class tickets, we out. Japan to Sudan, pick a trick, then we out. But I'll be damned if I can, that's what's tripping me out. I want a backyard with a lake and acres, no high fences to block my neighbors. That way of thinking makes it safer. The more you conceal, the more real the haters. Surely you've seen what hate does. The ones who take us, they saw greatness and take us to the strange place where paper has more value than flavor. For your ears and peers to bring jeers and cheers, cause this year's the year, so be clear. We coming out like queer, no, please don't get it twisted, we're straighter than here. To there in a perfect world, but life is a bitch, not a perfect girl. The world ain't flat, it is circular, and y'all hurting her, so I'm gone. Everybody's talking about being fly, but they're stuck on the ground, the ground. Cause the journey to the top will keep your mind stuck on the clouds, the clouds. Get it how you get it, don't regret it while you're living. Get it fast or slow, get it fast or slow. Get it how you get it, don't regret it while you're living. Get it fast or slow, get it fast or slow. Everybody's talking about being fly, but they're stuck on the ground, the ground. Cause the journey to the top will keep your mind stuck on the clouds, the clouds. Get it how you get it, don't regret it while you're living. Get it fast or slow, get it fast or slow. Get it how you get it, don't regret it while you're living. Get it fast or slow, get it fast or slow. Oh. Can I get some volume in the monitors? Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Soon I am MI6. Music ain't no side bit. These innovations timeless. Solitaire's my sidekick, just one of many side chicks. Ain't all about who the nicest is. Got 6 Batmen, no sidekicks. I've been fly since sidekicks. Tuxedos and fly kicks. Nice trips, nice whips. Chase scenes up on high cliffs. Missile shooting guided. Rock slide, side drift. Good guy 6, bad guy zip. Damn, this shit's exciting. Always move decisive. All these cool devices. All my watches timeless. But you know what the time is. Walters customized with triggers that shoot off my prints. But my favorite gadget is my ratchet. Did you catch it? Doing backflips on this classic beat. Roundhouse kick to a cat sleep. If you ask me who the master be, you show enough. I fuck the masterpiece. This real rap, you're a parody. I read the book for gravity. Flow so hot, all I had to cop was a pair of Space Jams and a pack to freeze. You trap or die, I rap to die. That's why your rap's a crap. I put crap in mine. Go cop before, call a shack attack. Top proof the king, call a stack attack. Team tag in my team bag, that good green and that weed bag, that relax after a long day of playing free tag. You see that though? She bad. I said a mean trap, bro. Excuse me. Empty clip in my chrome, empty clip in my dome. I'm killing the game with these poems. Don't let me get in my zone. Don't let me get in my zone. MI6 and we own this. We ain't the same, you clone. Don't let me get in my zone. What the fuck is my motive? What the fuck is my motive? We throwing shit out the window, playing Super Nintendo. We wait until you get home. Kerosene where your stove is. You about to be homeless. Bam, eviction notice. You can pause me on the music. I'm gonna do this one last one, musicless, if that's okay. So this one's called The Underclass. When the clubs close out in the heart of Manhattan and the never sleeping city settles down for a napping, somebody's gotta empty all the heavy metal baskets, separate the people from the sea of yellow traffic. Sweep the trash of the upper working class men. Scars from the broken champagne glasses. Whatever happens, he handles it passive. Cause while we play the front, he takes the rut out on the back end. You barely see him cause he's not European. When something needs cleaning is the only time you need him. You don't wanna be him. His work is complicated. Your hands are too smooth to do a job so degrading. But he stays on his shit, no complaining. To you, he's just another spit nigga. But to me, he's courageous when you're working for a minimum wages and never spend a moment aggravated. He should be congratulated. New York City nights, bright lights, pretty sights. Somebody's gotta keep it looking all pretty when the city's at a standstill. They keep it moving. It's a messed up job, but somebody's gotta do it. New York City nights, bright lights, pretty sights. Somebody's gotta keep it looking all pretty when the city's at a standstill. They keep it moving. It's a messed up job. Listen, you can find them in Asian, East or West Indian communities, African immigrants looking for a unity. Say what you wanted, they don't care about your scrutiny, cause all they care about is a better opportunity. While you and me complain about working every day, they taking Albert jobs and doing it for nothing. Cause when you come from nothing, a little equals something. He maximized the minimal, minimized consumption. He nurtures his children, cares for his wife, cause all he cares about is a better way of life. He lives within his means, he gives what he receives. He goes to work the same every day, real fatigue. The city's still awake while everyone is sleeping. He sleeps in the day and awakes in the evening. He never calls out. Vacation's an illusion, it's a messed up job, but somebody's gotta do it. New York City nights, bright lights, pretty sights. Somebody's gotta keep it looking all pretty when the city's at a standstill. They keep it moving, it's a messed up job, but somebody's gotta do it. New York City nights, bright lights, pretty sights. Somebody's gotta keep it looking all pretty when the city's at a standstill. They keep it moving, it's a messed up job. Listen, this goes out to the caboose conductors, the transit authorities, the housekeepers, 90% of them minorities, the homeless musicians, the talentless beggars, the Ahmeds and Poppies at the one-stop bodegas, bus boys, bartenders, yellow cab drivers. We still show them love even though they pass by us. The nurses and nannies who deal with little white kids, the project janitors who work upon a night shift, the open mic hosts and the open mic performers, the open mic attendants who stages to support us, the dudes 12 to 12 hand in hand on the corners, the MTA employees, the back background, the aura of the never sleeping city. The apple is core. The folks who go unseen, never honored or adorned. Take a look at history with the allure of New York. Cock alarms and lock the bombs where the calm before the war comes. New York City nights, bright lights, pretty sights. Somebody's gotta keep it looking all pretty when the city's at a standstill. They keep it moving, it's a messed up job, but somebody's gotta do it. New York City nights, bright lights, pretty sights. Somebody's gotta keep it looking all pretty when the city's at a standstill. They keep it moving, it's a messed up job, but somebody's gotta do it. Thank you.